Alright, hello, and welcome to part 2 of Muma's Kittens versus 321 Nano. I'm going to be going over King's Row now. Um, so, King's Row, I think at this point a lot of our team was boomed, but that's no excuse. So, let's talk about what we're doing, what we should be doing, right? So, we are running actually pretty solid, it's a pretty okay comp. We are on the. Okay, no, I lied. I don't like this comp. Um, this is such a weird comp. Um, so Baptiste Zen is a great comp to poke, and we have Sojourn Cass, which is a great comp to anti-dive. Like Sojourn can bait, Cass is really defensive, and this is honestly not a terrible comp against the Fara Mercy, as you can just discord one of them and have Josh pound on her, Baptiste pound on her. But the Rhine becomes an odd man out because he wants to brawl. And so this is going to get very weird because the Rhine's going to, what a Rhine comp, Rhine Baptiste. So there's kind of like two trains of thoughts happening here. This, this unit can brawl pretty well. And even a Zen can too. And what they would want to do is, as the blue team, or we're the blue team now. So as the red team crosses through here, I mean, you look, they have this Zen. Once the Zen is through, you want to rush at this Zen and hit them hard. Probably rotate through here, or you can rush them through here. But we're starting on a poke comp. So, hold on. But the alternative thing with the support line is you may want, let's see, you may want like Zen here, or let's get a better view. Yeah. You may want Zen to be like here or here. You can have Bapt here, driving down and up, or even a little bit forward. And Cass can be probably here. You could have Cass here. This is a little far back. And Sojourn definitely can be playing here. Keep in mind the escape is down this way. Cass can definitely go here and roll into this room too. But if you're doing that, you'd really like something like a ball. A ball or a diva. Both of those heroes can kind of stall point for a while, get in, get out, kind of be a little self-reliant as their stalling point. A Ramattra probably would be good for that. But right here, we're just in this really in-between comp. And so what are we trying to do? What is our game plan here? And so let's see what game... We've kind of created a mess of kill boxes where we're slow against a Balfara. What are we doing here? Alright, so we've already been forced out for the Sojourn. Ball's already behind us. Let's take a look at the map now. So we have... Let me on the pen. We have this area. They have this area. So we've given so much of the map. And now, again, this isn't a problem if we can take this box, and run it at this Ana. But Pain is sitting on point while our team is tucked away in this corner. There is nowhere we can go on. From here, like, he has to cross all the way around here or all the way around here with this Farah. just free firing at him the entire time. If we've had this plan, we need to kind of all be here. The Gin's is spot checking it, and we need to get onto this Ana. No, Lucio, that can't happen. So this comp is already just in a lot of trouble. So let's see how this plays out. We've given up entire space, and Korn gets absolutely fucked because we've given up all the space in the world, and there's no consequence. We have nothing we can do. Yeah, I mean, we had no game plan there. There's no game plan. One of you has to swap. If you're going to play this round, one of you has to be on Lucio. Preferably not the Baptiste. Okay, this is better. This is better. Even just swapping the ball out. So how are you going to take these fights? So we want to be playing in range of our sightlines, right? So let's take a look. Kind of, this is going to be tough either way. I would say the thing to keep out for is being here gives the Pharah kind of an angle to get behind you. Same with the Ashe. I think you want to be making sure you can stuff this choke. Now, how do you stuff this choke with this comp? Ball's going to be the one to be contesting, right? You want your hit scan here. I think it's okay for Korn to be a lot more aggressive. There's not great low grounds, but he can definitely be kind of more up forward here. He can always slide out. But Josh definitely wants to be on this high ground. I would think getting bapped in the same area would be good. I would like Zen to be in a high ground, but this is just... There's not going to be great angles. But really, I think trying to get just one angle here is your best case scenario. And the thing you have to keep and watch out for is the ball rolling through and booping you. Whereas you can definitely tuck in there if that happens. But I mean, this comp is very tough. Lucio's, the Baptiste, Zen on this point. So let's see kind of where we set up. We don't. I mean, when... So when we lose a pick like that, we have to be getting out. You get a pick anyway. Okay, pause. You guys are 4v4. They have card control. They have map control. You have lost your Zen. So you're down a support. They're down a DPS. You can't really take a clean... You don't want to take a fight that's, like, fair. I think what's going to happen is you guys are going to run up and try to take a fair fight. You don't want to take this fight fair. You want to get into good positionings and make this an unfair fight. So let's see. Yeah. You guys are buying a bunch of low ground Larrys, right? You're there. The ball gets a great slam on you. You're all grouped up in this nice little easy to shoot target. They don't have a Pharah. They do have an Ashe. They do have an Ana. They can nade. They can dynamite. Take a moment to take this high ground. You know, you can kind of go either way. You can go up the stairs, take the high ground. Go through... I'm lost. Go through this room, take this high ground. If the ball wants to boop you, fine. Maybe Korn. Maybe you come around here, take this angle. If you have to slide back over there, fine, that's good. But you're taking a different angle. Instead, you just all come running down main, and you've turned this into a fair fight. But they're all... let's be real, this team is one of the best teams in the... Well, this is the best team in the tournament. They won it all. You don't want to be taking fair fights. You never want to be taking fair fights. You want to be taking fights that are in your favor. They get the nade. So Pain goes for a slam. That's fine. Although he really shouldn't be slamming without his shields. But there's no one to help because you're naded. You get naded again. You're all in one nice clump for them to kill. So really, positioning is a big struggle here. So let's see what the swap, if any swaps happen. No swaps happen. So this is going to be tough, again. You need to get all your players set up somehow. So how are you going to be looking to get set up? I think your best bet is trying to get all your players over here. Ball has to be stalling this as long as he can. Damon, you're pretty much going to have to pop window just to keep Pain alive and stalling, as you and Zen kind of take this position. And Korn, Josh, you need to somehow try to get up into this high ground. If Damon could get up there in time, that'd be great, but that's just not going to happen. The window comes out, it's a little awkward. Honestly, good play from good play from Josh, I think. He got to this position, obviously I would have liked him to be a little... Yeah, no, this is fine. This is fine. He forced Ball to use several resources on him. They've now nanoed, they've minefielded, they've Valked. Just for his high noon. Pain's also mined, that's fine. Pain's in a lot of trouble, but I think the real problem is here. Where's the rest of our team? So Cornbird's being a low ground Larry. Damon's being a low ground Larry, but like in the middle of the open. Crimson gets to this side, but I think it's tough. You kind of want to be a little further back. This is very forward. Doesn't really matter. At this point, though, they've used all their ults. This is where things can really equalize. Okay, so let's see how you're taking this fight. You have Transcendence, you have Overclock. I want to see you guys use them. Take this ground with Transcendence and Overclock. See, Pain starts heading in. He finds his counterpart. He shoots his counterpart. He's half health because he's shooting his counter... Pain. Pain, what are you doing? What are you doing? Pain. Okay. Pain, no. Bad. You are half health. Like, let's look at your resources right now. You are half health. Luckily, you haven't used Adaptive Shield. You now have Slam, but you literally just slammed a ball, and that's all you slammed with no hope from follow-up of your team. You need to be thinking about what ults you have and how you can use them. You need to be using, like this fight, we have to be using Transcendence and Overclock to get back this positioning. If we do it right, we can probably get very close to window, we can probably get very close to high noon, and maybe we can get to 70% to mines. And if they bob, this is now very winnable, but you need to be knowing the game plan, using your ults, and for you need to be hitting their backline when these ults are happening. You need to be the one. You need to be a leader. You need to be slamming backline so that Korn can use that slide. Go up here, start ulting. Transcendence can come out so we can all push. But like Cassie can push, Damon can push. If Cornbird needs to, he can drop into the Transcendence and keep pushing. You'll live your slam if that happens. But you've wasted so much on this ball that's not doing anything, so that you're not doing anything. And then... yeah. So you use your ults together. It's not... I mean, they get an aid. But again, think of how much better that play is if you had a relevant Wrecking Ball in that fight. So, that is... I mean, even still, it's even. Not really. But, yeah, that's... And now you're just... You're killing me, Bane. So now this is going to be a very tough fight. You only have high noon. You might be able to build Baptol, but that fight was kind of your big chance to stabilize. So, hold on. I want to watch this from Payne's perspective again. So, you need to be thinking kind of right now what you're doing. Look at your team. Look at your team. They're there. Your Zen's dead. Your Zen's dead, so you have no Discord, and your team is not in a position to really do anything. They're not set up. Your goal with this play is to be getting kind of I think you want Josh kind of buy boxes, can play around this mini. You want Korn to be able to take this high ground. You want Damon to kind of get out, and you want your Zen time to come out and be relevant in this fight. So how do you want to do this? I think going for this grapple is great. You can go through, probably go into here, get this mega. Right, you draw their attention. They're going to look at you. That gives Korn time to get up here. That gives Josh time to get out here. That gives Damon time to be wherever Damon's going to be. Zen can now be in the fight. And what have you used? You would have used grapple. You would have gotten this mega. By the time you're back here, you're going to have grapple again. And you have kind of choices, right? You can grapple here, get up onto here, and slam this duo. You can slam the Ana. You can slam their backline. You can get these really good slams while your team is ready to fight. Instead, this slam hits nobody. Only chance it would have had to hit someone was the ball. And now even if you hit the ball, no one can shoot the ball. And now you're already out of the fight. You're already irrelevant. Now their ball gets an ult for free. You have to use Lamp. You have to use Suzu. Korn dies because the attention that would have been on you is on Korn, who's taking the ground he wants to take. So you need to really think about why you're taking these engages. Are you taking these engages to get these kills? In this case, no. You had no one who could help you follow up. They are not anywhere vulnerable. You slammed cart where no one was. You're not going to get any kills there. And you used resources like slam, which also meant you got poked out faster. That's just not how you need to be playing that. All right.
Initiating match.
So let's see what we got here on the hero front wise. We're going with dive. I don't hate it. Again, going with Genji is I really think Genji's not the play. I think we need to be learning Chaser. Kiriko Zen. Kiriko Lucio, good. We're on the good comp. Again, Tracer over Genji is going to be so much better because Genji's so easy to poke out for the, in this case, Echo, but the far before. And you can actually mark the Mercy. You can mark the ball better as Tracer. The Widow I like. The Winston I like. So let's see how we take this fight. We need to be looking to get onto these high grounds. And slowly working our way in. So this is fine. Okay, pause. You can take point here. That's fine. Think about where you want to be. Where are you right here? Let's go through some various points of view. Cassidy. Or Ash. Oh, you're right there. Echo. Oh, you're right there. You'll probably know ML7 is rotating. But, I mean, ML7 peaks, and you're right there. Right. So you're in line of sight of everyone. Just play here. Like, yeah, the Ash can see you, but you at least have this car, or you have this pole, and anyone on that side cannot see you. Just play here. This is good, though, because your team is fighting a ball. They are calling that they're fighting a ball. Should they be fighting the ball? Probably not. At this point, they've gotten the ball to leave. They can start moving forward. And that dive is very, very bad. Very bad. No one could ever hope to help you there. You need to be thinking about your engages. Who can help me? Who am I killing? That Ash was just such a bait, and you fell for it so hard.
Would you like another helping?
Okay. How are we going to take this? I like this dive. Josh is over here. Cass is here, and that's, I think, fine. Kiriko needs to be more aggressive, but I'm actually going to go back. I want to see what happened. Why is Kiriko so far back? Okay, so Kiriko is stuck behind. So this is a good jump onto this high ground. The only problem is we have a Genji whose whole health turning around running back at a ball. Pain's alone. I like this rotation from the Cassidy. The problem is I think Pain just needs to be staying here, you know? He's here, he can attract attention, he can shoot at them a little bit, but once Cass is through, then he can start pushing. Genji should be coming on with him. Again, if this is Tracer, this is so much easier. And your supports, well, okay. So one thing that really you could be doing is the supports could be trying to take this high ground. Obviously, there's an Echo Mercy here, and this can be tough. Honestly, you guys three here, this is fine. Pain's just going in a little early at this point. Now, how can you... Okay. The ball distracted you guys. The ball is going to cause you problems. Again, this is where Tracer is just going to be better than Genji. I'm going to harp on this. Pain, it's not your job to deal with this ball. What you need to be doing, jump onto the actual threats. Get your jump here. Josh, dash up here. Take the fight to where the squishies you want to be are. Now you use your jump. You've used a lot of your cooldowns. These guys are just free firing. They dropped, which is great, but you guys have just totally lost yourselves. Yeah, so you can totally rotate through the hotel like that. That's fine, especially if Winston's up here. You've taken up a lot of the map, and he managed to get through here. Fine, he poked his backline out, but the fact that the rest of your team was like, ball, and shot the ball. He jumped onto the ball. You just can't do that. You need to be jumping on those backlines. Mines comes out. So they got a good minefield. Pain going in like this is I don't mind because it means that it's just gives your team kind of the room to deal with the minefield, which unfortunately they were not able to do. But again, they're kind of down there. But if they're up on the high ground, this position is just going to be better. Just keep in mind the angles. Pain fucks up. Pain's on the Mercy. Thing is... So we're using... Okay, this is kind of a disaster. So let's see what happens. Pain jumps a Mercy and doesn't even come close. They got a big pile drive onto your team. You get your Kitsune ult out. Josh dies from the Ana. We beat and it's late. We high noon and there's no one there. I mean, this is tough, right? So they get the nade. You're all low. I mean, you guys are just rushing this. There's no reason to take this fight. I don't know how Josh died, but... Right, they're slamming in your choke. They're ulting, echo ulting in your choke. Speed boost. What's the status of speed boost? Using it now. Did you have it like 5 seconds ago? Yes. The slam comes out. Okay, there's the speed boost. Oh, you're amping heals. Just get out. Like, oh, I mean, you can't be amping heals, but just amp out, you know? They use the Echo ult, just run. They got a big slam, they got nades, just run. You're taking this fight in their kill box. You don't have a kill box here. If you have a disadvantage and you're on your own part of the map, just run. Go into this movie theater, the Meridian or whatever. Run over there, run in there. Don't take this fight if you don't have a fight. And now you've used 3 ults to lose a fight in your own spawn. don't take the fight if you can't. Win it. If it's not a good fight for you, run off and reset. Make them use their Echo Ult. That's fine. Yeah, Pain's just fading now. We also used Primal, so we used all our ults in a fight we had no reason to fight. And so I want to address one thing that's we've been kind of saying is, oh, we were boomed because of who they were. Maybe that's definitely a part of it. I don't think that's a reasonable excuse. I mean, this is just a total disaster. I don't think that's a reasonable excuse. Like, yeah, you probably were. That doesn't you still need to be doing the things you need to be doing. You still need to be calling your rotations, calling what you're doing, what you want to be doing, talking about your kill boxes, talking about their ults, thinking about your team composition. Your team compositions have been kind of all over the place and not what you have been scrimming. I think it's more. I think this is less being boomed by who you're up against and being kind of really confused by the first time you faced resistance. Like, this is the first time you couldn't just walk over a team with mechanical skill and just kind of the raw game knowledge that you get from being a Muma student. You just need to be thinking more between fights. Where do you want to fight these? How does our comp work? Does our comp work? So, like, I don't think for that entire defense we never had a Lucio. A Lucio makes that map so much easier. Lucio's kind of cracked right now. When we did have a Lucio, who do we want to fight? Who were the threats? Ball's not a threat when he's already pile driven. Ashe and Ana in a high ground in the same spot, that's a threat. So there is an element of panic. There is an element of feeling out of your league. I don't think that was necessarily just because of the fact that it was this team. I think this is just the first time you've met resistance, and I think for several of you, the way just watching your gameplay in ranked, several of you have this habit of the way you deal with resistance is try to make things happen on your own, and that might work in ranked. Oftentimes it doesn't, but it might. But it's never going to work in team. The best thing you can be doing is kind of letting go of what has happened and saying, okay, what does this next fight need to look like in order for us to win the game? And I don't think you did that a single time. I think you kind of got flustered by what went wrong the last fight, which I get. It's important to say, okay, we're not doing this. But then you need to do it. You need to make that change, and you need to look forward to the next fights. And I think I'm gonna be a little mean on this one. Pain, I think that you were very guilty of it. You were very much pushing. You were very much trying to make things happen where there was just no help and just not thinking about who to go on, who can help you, what the risks were of doing this jump. So you really need to be thinking more. Corn, I think you also kind of got guilty of this. Josh, honestly, watching these games, Josh, you played really well overall. But on Genji, just started cycling back for that ball that one time. I mean, that's an example of that. Supports ended up getting split a lot at the end there, which especially at the last fight. But I think the biggest issue for supports was just not taking the fight where they wanted to fight, being on the low ground, being main. And these are things like I'm being harsh. These are things we're going to work on, right? And I totally understand this is kind of new. We're a new team. So these are the things we want to work on, and there's things we talked about. But I think overall, that's my take on this game. I'm more than proud of you guys for like the first game was phenomenal, and I'm proud of you that you took this game with these players, and I think this is a great step moving forward. So, see y'all.